What's up, everybody? Just a little Joe here, but we will have a guest here shortly. His name is Reggie Chatman. He's a sports anchor at 11 Alive. Just want to do a little introduction of him now before I bring him up on stage, so that he doesn't have to sit here and listen to me do it, and we can just start talking. But if you don't know Reggie, he's been doing some soccer stuff lately. He's been, getting ready for the World Cup, I think. I don't know how big of a soccer guy he is. We're just going to talk to him. I actually don't know much about his soccer background. I know he played because he's a star in the media game. You may have seen him in the media game if you're that level of Five Stripe Final fan, Atlanta United devotee. But yeah, it should be interesting because I want to know what he's up to. I've seen him around the U.S. Soccer national team facility. Seen him at a bar, I believe it was Brew House for the Champions League final. Just been sneaking around town doing some soccer stuff, and I want to get him on. So and I want to introduce him to everybody, all of our listeners. I'm sure you guys will like him a lot. The happiest, nicest guy you will find around town. I love talking to Reggie, and yeah, as soon as he gets in here, we will get it going. And speak of the devil, there he is. Oh my
Hey,
goodness! Oh my goodness! Is he in a
hey.
kit? Is that a Barca? Is
Come
that a Barca
on.
kit?
A 2015 Barca FIFA Club World Cup final
Oh my
jersey I
goodness!
pulled from the back.
Oh my goodness!
I
What is
gotta look
your?
like.
So I remember when we played in the media game. You played in high school, right?
Yeah, I
So have you
played
been like
a.
a fan? Have you been like a soccer fan for since then?
Well,
Like
I probably
professional gamer?
not really. Like I played the sport more than I like actually watched it. So like I know
Mm,
I know a lot of like general knowledge. Obviously, let me see. My camera's over here. I'll move this over here.
yeah,
Um.
that's like me. What I like. I kind of I remember my origin story getting into soccer was like in high school. The Champions League games would kind of kick off like right as school was getting out. At that time, they were on ESPN. This is way back in the day, and
Yeah.
it was like fun to like race home and try to catch like usually the second halves of the games.
So this thing is like I played and then like I had like a general like if it's a big game like I'll turn it on, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
if it's like a name that I know type deal. But then like, we went to Barcelona for like my sister's like soccer tournament one
Oh,
time, and like
nice.
we went to camp, is it Camp Nou, right? Is
Yeah,
that how you say it?
yeah,
So we
yeah.
went there. I
Shit.
got a crazy tour. I was like, bro, I gotta get a jersey. It's a Neymar jersey. There's not even like a not even like a
The
logo on the
2015, dude.
front.
I wonder if 2015 was when Tata Martino was at Barcelona. That would be a trip if that was the case.
That would be nuts.
I don't want to look it up right now. Actually, I think he may have been a year or two before that.
This
Yeah,
is,
it
this
was
is
the head
important
coach was
research.
Luis Enrique in 2014-15.
Okay.
And then 2015-16 was Luis Enrique as well. Yeah. So when was Tata there? I think he was there 2013. I know he only lasted 1 year before he got fired. Yeah, he was there the year before. He was
Oh, so they already
2013-14.
so Messi already had that connection with Tata from going back from Barcelona. I never
Yeah,
thought about
yeah,
that.
yeah. And the national
Huh.
team. Tata coached the Argentina national team too later on. For what was that? I think he coached them through a World Cup, I think, or maybe it was a Copa America. But anyway,
The
I
legend
had to,
himself.
I had to bring you on because I've been seeing you around town doing some soccer things. What is this?
Come on now. We're locked
Getting ready for
in.
the World Cup?
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. The World Cup should be absolutely insane here in town. Just trying to take it in the moment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I feel like we're in a situation right now where the city is like been preparing for this for so long, and then I love big moments and big events. So if we have the opportunity to see like, something this special, like I want to take full advantage of it. I don't want like later down the line people be like, oh, like were you in the city when the World Cup was here? Like, did you do
Right.
anything? Did you like take full advantage? Who did you see? What did you see? Like I know I'm credentialed, but like I also want to like see everything, like the whole
Mm-hmm.
process around it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. Now I feel bad because I'm like, I'm using this time to like take a break or whatever. And I should be like, it's funny because I remember like back in the day, it's like, oh, like if they ever come to the United States, it's going to be sick. It's going to be amazing. I mean, and it is going to be.
Yeah.
But like my life has changed and just like my perspective on it has changed, I guess, since like I do a different line of work. Like at the time, I wasn't even like in sports media at all, let alone like covering soccer. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. But I don't. Some of our Five Stripe Final Discorders know this because I put it in there. But funny story, I was up in. I think you know this because you asked me to do Sports Extra on the weekend. I couldn't. I was up in Charlotte for
Of
my
course.
for a 1 year old's birthday party. But we were staying in a hotel. We just so happened to be staying in the Senegal team hotel where they were playing. I didn't even realize they were playing the United States in
Yeah.
Charlotte for a friendly, and I like go in. I check in that day and I see like a bunch of like people in PSG shirts in the lobby, and I'm like, okay, they're just like really into this. I did see one guy in a Senegal hoodie, and at that point, I didn't even like realize they were playing that friendly there at the time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, huh, that's. And then I just thought it was random. And then I saw a lot more people in there later on. I like rode up the elevator with a couple of the Senegal players actually.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's always funny when stuff like that happens, where like you're somewhere and like you have no like it's a big event, but you're worried about like I've got to go to somebody's 1 year old birthday party, right? So you focus on that and you realize like the United Statesmen's national team is here, like
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one of their
Dude,
friendlies for the World Cup.
this is actually the second time this has happened to me. There was another time it happened where I was at a wedding in Chicago, and it was this wedding reception was at a hotel, and we were like going up we called the elevator to go up to like the lobby because we were like down in like a ballroom below, and open up the elevator doors, and it's like it was Juan Agudelo was just like stand like right there. He was like an old U.S. player
Okay.
at the time. He was kind of a prospect, never really made it, but like it was like so weird. It's like the doors open, like he's in there, and then yeah, it's just kind of funny when that happens sometimes. Where were you? Were you at Brewhouse for the Champions League final game?
No, so I was at a Fido's right
Oh,
here in
for those.
Midtown. So I live in
Okay.
Midtown, and so I just walked over to the bar because really what is I woke up that day at like probably like 8 or 9. I saw some tweet and they were just like, hey, like we're locked into the Champions League final. I was like, oh, that's today. Great. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll watch it at home XYZ, and then like 11:30, 11:45 came around. I like put it on the TV. I watched the pregame. I'm like, bro, I need to go to like a bar or something, man. Like, I have to go like be amongst the people. Like, I've got no like real rooting interest outside of the fact that like I see that it's fun to make fun of Arsenal on social
Yeah, it
media, which is
definitely is.
fun.
Yes, yes.
And then I saw PSG when they came here for the Club World Cup here in Atlanta. The Bayern
That's right.
Munich game that we watched, I think was the semifinal. That was probably the best. That's the best soccer match I've ever watched in my entire life. The
Hmm.
level was so high, and like obviously it's not it's like a shot, but like a couple weeks later, I'm back in the same building watching maybe the worst. I mean, oh, this team's kind of up for grabs also, but like a not very good Atlanta United team.
Oh
And I was
yeah.
like, this is not the same thing at
Well,
all. But
remind
yeah,
me, remind me, because I want to get your perspective on some Atlanta United stuff a little bit later.
all
But
right.
yeah, man, it's the Champions League final is always fun. It's like it's very memorable. There was this really cool like YouTube Shorts account that's been popping up on my feed lately. That's just like old like game highlights from Champions League finals from back in the
Yeah.
day, and it's like, oh man, like I remember this. Like this is really cool. And it's one of the things I'll remember, because the Champions League finals like the Super Bowl, where they have like these big performances and stuff. And I remember one. I think it was like Real Madrid versus somebody, and versus Liverpool. I think Liverpool was in the final.
Mhm.
Maybe it wasn't Real Madrid, but Lipa was performing at halftime. This is like before she was as well known, but obviously she was big at the time. And
Yeah.
she was singing the song. Do you know like One Kiss? Like One Kiss
What
is
is
all
all
it
it
takes.
takes?
Yeah, so it's
Falling
like
in love
so
with
you
me.
just
Yeah,
like
yeah, of
see these like
course.
Liverpool fans just like
Yes.
celebrating. And for whatever reason, that's what stuck out to me from that Champions League final, just because it was so funny. But
It's always something, man. Like
yeah,
it's, I mean, you always there's also songs. It feels like songs in soccer like match up pretty well. Where there's
yes,
like I'll hear songs. I can't. What song was it? I went to the Georgia Tech baseball game the other day, and they were playing. What's this? It's like I need to know
yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
no now. And I walked in, I was like, this is from
Yeah, yeah,
FIFA.
yeah. Who was that? Yeah, yeah. That's I was gosh,
Oh
that
man,
guy's got a
what?
great voice, like a really like smoky
Really? Yeah,
voice. It's
exactly.
like yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Anyway, yeah, that's a great song. And
John Newman,
John
"Love
Newman,
Me
that's it.
Again"
John, yes, yes,
from
really good.
FIFA 14, which
But
I definitely had.
there are some songs. Oh, dude, I go through like I have like all the FIFA like playlists like saved in my Spotify, so I just like click through them and
Oh, I didn't think to do that, like a
see.
playlist of it. That makes way more sense.
Yeah, back in the so when I was in college, I went to Middle Tennessee State, and I discovered while I was there. So I wasn't really connected to the school. I was there to graduate basically. I worked in Nashville on the weekends. I had friends who lived in Nashville on the weekends. It's like 30
Okay.
minutes outside of Nashville. So like
Okay.
every Friday I just like get in the car, drive to Nashville, sleep on my friend's couch, work at the the bar where I worked over the weekend, and then come back, do the class thing Monday through Friday morning, and then anyway. But my last year, because I didn't really get around, I just like started driving around, and I discovered there was this massive soccer field complex that was apparently just there because some rich dude who lived in Murfreesboro died, and he loved soccer, and he was like, I'm gonna give like the city a lot of my wealth and fortune, but like in order for you to take the money, you have to also build and maintain this like soccer complex. So like they have this huge soccer
Uh,
complex there, and they have to like maintain it and keep it in good order in order for them to like receive this other funds. I guess is the way it was explained to me.
yeah.
So what that resulted in was me just like going over there, and I would just like kick a ball around by myself. It was like my version of jogging basically, but
Let's
yeah, I'd always
see.
like played like I would like get the FIFA playlist there, and you know
Do you
really
ever
like
do you ever
pretend like I was a
do
pro.
you ever play in town? Like I realize that there's this like and by the way, if I'm taking us off the
No, no,
rails here, you let me know.
we're just
But
talking. No
um
structure.
the a couple about probably last year, maybe 2 years ago now, there's I realized there's I was driving around like dinner break, and you realize there's all these like little small fields that people are playing like soccer on, and like I
Hmm.
walked up to one on my dinner break. I was like, oh, like how did y'all know y'all were gonna be out here? Like I don't, because with basketball sometimes you can just pull up and like you just kind of hop in a pickup game. I was like, is this pickup soccer?
Yeah.
The guy's like, nah, like there's this app that you like can download. I can't remember the name of the app now. I
Hmm.
gotta pull it up, but you just go in there, you pay like $5, and then like you just have a reserve spot in these like small sided games and these small little
Oh,
like
interesting.
fields like all over the city. Like it's
Huh.
awesome. So like I bought some cleats. So my cleats that I use for the Atlanta United media match, I bought so I could be a part of these things.
Nice.
And I realized, I mean, you get people that are like real fired up, like obviously, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
guys love this stuff, man. So that's, I mean, that's why I want to take. I mean, we're in. They'd say it's the soccer capital, not of the South, but the country too. I mean, this is, we have to take advantage of this, man.
Yeah.
So that's why I think there's so many spots that are going to be great to watch these games. And
We need more like soccer pickup culture as it is. That's one of
yes,
the reasons why we all our five straight final 10% of our proceeds go to soccer in the streets to build these little soccer pitches and hopefully kind of develop that culture because it is the perfect kind of game for that kind of thing. Just like basketball, you get
yes,
five people on especially like a miniature field, and you can just like play whatever. Yeah, I did play with a group of friends. It was more organized than this. It was like it was like a league, basically like a
yeah.
six-a-side league. It was called One Touch Soccer was like the name of the thing. It
Okay.
was
Were
the
y'all
field that
playing
we
one touch or?
no, no, no.
Okay.
I'm not good enough to play one touch.
Okay.
Yeah, we it was like down off of 20, like off of like 285 and 20, and it's like right there on like the west side. So
Okay.
kind of like an industrial area, but that's where the soccer field was. So not very good. Like I'll have the occasional accidental amazing touch, and then you're like you have so much time and space, you have no idea what to do with it, and I just
Yes.
panic and like. Oh man.
It's like when you have a good golf shot where you're like, oh, I can do this, and then the
Right.
next seven, it's just.
So do you have so would you say you're on the market for a team for like a favorite club team?
I think so. Like I think that like I want to. I think what I like about watching, especially like international stuff, because like you realize people have that same like level of like wanting it so bad as like a fan
Hmm.
as you do as like college football or anything that's here in America. So like I am on the hunt. I am on the
Okay.
search
Okay.
to have like a real connect. But the problem is like it's still trying to understand like do I pick, like I've got obviously like a couple of Barcelona jerseys, and
Hmm.
then like it's like do I go, like what league do I decide to go
Yeah.
with, like you know what I'm saying? And then it's like damn, like now that like the Champions League final, and I'm like damn, I missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like it's, but then obviously they're playing other leagues. Like Arsenal, the very next day, it celebrated their the Premier League title, and you're just like, this is kind of odd. But you know what I mean?
I
Like
know,
it's
right? They got to figure that they got to do a better
rough decision.
parade.
They were like, yo, we're gonna win both, and we're gonna celebrate both. I think they should have pushed it back or
Viewers.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am on the search. So if you have any ideas, like I think the Club World Cup was cool because I mean I don't want to. I feel like hopping on like a PSG feels like a I'm
It's
rooting
like
for the
rooting for the
Yankees.
Yankees.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
like I don't necessarily want to be that guy, but I also
Yeah.
don't necessarily want to be like, hey, like struggling with a team on the way up and like praying, like you know what I'm saying? Like if
A
my
team.
team's bad, at least like when I was a Warriors fan. I'm a Warriors fan growing up, and they were terrible for a long time. At least
Right.
like
Yeah.
that was my team, so like I was cool with it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
if I jump in a team, it's like I feel like I should have like a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hey, I don't give people credit if the team they support just so happens to be like the best team in the world or whatever. Like I'm fine with it as long as they have like a genuine reason for it. Like a player pulled them in or some moment that they saw or whatever. So like I don't hate on anybody. Well, the only team I will hate on is Arsenal. We're big Arsenal haters in this house. So
Where does the hate come from? Why is that? Is it just similar to where people like rooted? Because it doesn't feel like they have like the Yankee like Cowboy success. So like, or maybe they do.
So this is the fan. I'm Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham's the
Yes.
Spurs, and they're just natural rivals. Their stadiums are like
Okay.
a few miles apart from each other in North London. So that's really the reason. But
Huh.
I don't really have any other reason other than that. But then I also have like a bunch of other friends who are Arsenal fans, and so and I think the reason most people choose Arsenal is because it's some mixture, some concoction of the fact that they're a five-star team in FIFA that starts with the letter A. So like in a generic game, it just like presents
They're
Arsenal
always
to you like
there.
as like one of the
Yes.
default teams basically. And
Yes.
also yeah, it's like Arsenal. It's like oh that's cool. You know they have a cannon on their
Yeah. The
crest. Like
red. That's a good. They have a good
yeah
logo. Like a
yeah
great jerseys. Red.
yeah yeah. And people may have heard of them before. You know they obviously are like pretty prestigious, but
Yeah.
yeah, but they're all fake. That's what I. No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
hey, I'm cool. I'm cool. Look, as a part-time hater, I can get behind this. You know what I mean? It doesn't take
Yeah,
much for me to
but
hop on a bandwagon to hate something.
if you are like looking to get, and you don't have to choose a team, but if you are, I would wait. I would go through the World Cup. You know, like wait for the World Cup to play out. Maybe you
Okay.
go to a game or something. You see like a player scores plays for a team. That's how I really started following Tottenham after the 2010 World Cup.
Hmm.
Not that anything major really happened with regards to Tottenham in, in that tournament, but that's really like kind of when I fell in love with soccer after the U.S. had that crazy goal from Landon
Yeah.
Donovan. That was amazing. It was incredible. Um, I noticed like neither of us have mentioned Atlanta United with regards to our favorite soccer
Hey, well, look.
team.
I mean, I
They're
like
so hard
Atlanta.
to love
I
right
do.
now,
I mean,
man.
it
They're
is
so
a
hard to
tough
love.
watch, man. It's a tough watch. Like, I'll tell you a story. Like when I was I'm from the Bay Area, so I've been to like a couple of Earthquakes games, I believe. Like, if I have it, it was long ago where I don't really remember it all that
Hmm.
well. But there was at one point I can't remember where the video came from. Like my dad is like super into like he finds like videos and stuff, and obviously like, as parents they'll like send you stuff and they'll be like, oh, here's XYZ. There was some soccer video from, and it had to be 10 years ago, like probably 10 years ago, where it was explaining like the soccer culture in the city of Atlanta, and I was just like, oh, this is crazy. Like they're showing the games and the team, and obviously they had just had a lot of success, so like. Or they were about to go in or whatever the time it was. And so my family was supposed to come out here for a match and like spend like a week in Atlanta at one point, and I think COVID hit right before then, so we never got to go. So like my family has like a whole bunch of like we ordered gear,
Gear,
we had to
right?
ship to the house. So I've got a bunch of like Atlanta United stuff that like my family has like still packaged like in the plastic wrap from like 9 years ago. So like by default, Atlanta United is like kind of my MLS side, and now that I cover them and it's the team that I watch the most, and I feel like I've got a connection to all these guys, so I've like adopted them. I don't
Yeah.
like I don't you know what I mean. So
When
it's
when
just
did
tough to
you?
watch.
Yeah, when did you move out here for this job?
2021.
Okay.
I did when I graduated LSU. I stayed 3 more years in Baton Rouge, and then I worked at an ABC station in town, and I was there for 3 years. And then when that contract was up, I was like looking around. I remember coming out here for the SEC title game in 2019 when Joe Burrow came in here and
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
like killed. And I was like, oh, this would be a cool city to live in. Like, look at the vibes. This stadium is insane. Like, I love the environment. It seems like it's on the way up because they were still building stuff up, everything like around the
Yeah.
stadium at the time.
Yeah.
And then like a year and a half later, I got a job here. I was like, oh, this is great. So,
Nice.
I've been here since 21, and I've seen some cool moments with United, but
Yeah,
never
but
like
like
any like sustained success. You
yeah,
know what I
the
mean?
reason I ask is because like, and you wouldn't have seen this, but I like in 2017, 2018. Obviously, like our listeners will have their own experiences of like how much different it was, like the stadium atmosphere and everything for those games and how fun it
Yeah.
was. But like even from a media perspective, I remember like the locker room being packed with cameras. Like all the local TVs there, like
Yeah.
all the they're all there. It was like a big deal. It felt like a big deal. I think the players liked it too. Like while they didn't really like they weren't accustomed. So many of them aren't accustomed to media being in the locker room.
Yeah.
I think they appreciated the fact that it was like a massive like scrum, like. Probably so many people probably shouldn't have been a scrum because it was like hard to like get an angle for everybody, but it's a shame that it's not like that. And and one of the reasons I want to talk to you is like I want to kind of get like some other media, more like general media who covers a broad array of different sports because one of the things we've been talking about a lot on the show is like this. They're how they're changing the schedule. So like the MLS schedule is it is what it is right now, and then they're gonna go to like the European calendar basically starting next year. They'll
Next year,
finish
yeah.
this season, then they'll do like a little sprint season at the beginning, and then they'll start with the fall to spring season after that. And it just kills me to see like every fall. And then granted, like Atlanta hasn't been like super relevant, at that point of the season, the last few years. But it's like I totally get why like the local TV are on a Saturday in October are gonna like be in Athens or be in Bobby Dodd Stadium for Georgia
Yeah.
Tech or just like covering other things. And so I think I that's why I've always felt like it was a non-starter to kind of keep the schedule that they had to change it because I do feel like having your playoffs and the championship in that springtime is going to give the local media in every market, not just Atlanta, but just in every market, so much more opportunity to cover these teams, like the
Yes.
biggest parts of the season.
No, I agree, and I think that that is the thing I've always been kind of interested in too. Because even then, like yeah, you mentioned Saturdays, but even in general, the NFL is going on, so that's going to steal some headlines as well. Like
Yeah,
once the fall kind of comes around, our schedule gets a lot more like locked in.
right.
Like we know Kirby speaking on Monday in Athens, and then we know Brent Key speaking Tuesday. Then we'll go to Falcons on Wednesday, and then Thursday maybe it's Falcons, maybe something else. But by that point, we're only a couple of days out from match day, so like there's usually not a lot going on. And then Friday do high school football, and Saturday it's usually
Yeah.
college something. You know what
And
I mean?
then
So
when you're
that is a
doing
worry.
and then when you're doing Sports Extra on Sunday, it's like you have so much to talk about of the weekend of sports with the college football, the baseball, if the Braves are involved still
Mm-hmm.
at that point in the season. The NFL obviously is the maybe the only monoculture left in the world or at least in
Yes.
this country that like you're obviously going to cover that to a huge extent and it just like it kind of leaves no space for the soccer.
Correct. It's tough. I mean, and it doesn't help that they're not good. Like I think that like
Right.
at the
Right.
end of the day, people are like, oh, like why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? And as you know, like we're driven by like what people actually want to
Mhm.
hear, what they want to talk about, and what they're interested in. So like if Atlanta United had like a real buzz behind them, or like a player that people really connected with, or was scoring a whole lot of goals, and made it like an event, because like we're such a distracted culture and there's so much going on and everybody's got everything on their phone now, and like it's there's a million different streaming services. You have to give people like a reason to like pay money to go to stuff
Mhm.
because the viewing experience at home is so good. So
Yeah.
like if United's not going to be viable, then it's way tougher for us to like find time to like give it like the ample amount of time that it probably deserves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's
Totally.
kind of the tough part, you know what I mean?
Sometimes I wonder it's like with regards to like how bad the team has been of late. It's like I almost wonder if they prefer not to be covered basically at this point in the season when like crap is hitting the fan and better for this not to kind of be exposed so much. So,
It's rough, man.
I saw you were at the U.S. facility.
Yes.
Dude, how
Yes.
was that? I
Yes.
have not been
Oh
down there yet.
man.
I missed the opening ceremony, the like ribbon cutting or whatever, the
I
opening
missed it too. I
tour.
missed it too. So this was my yesterday was my first chance getting to see it, and it was unbelievable. The it's I mean it's a massive, massive campus. Like you pull up, I mean it's probably about 45 minutes from like Midtown, downtown Atlanta to get all the way up to Fayetteville. You're driving through like this like just land. There's just
It's kind
land
of beautiful. It's like
everywhere.
country. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, like you feel like in a
wooded.
different
Like
place.
yeah, yeah.
And you like in it's similar to like if you're driving and you like you go to Flowery Branch for the Falcons where it's like kind of nowhere, but then like all of a sudden there's like some stuff built around it. This situation, I got like 4 minutes out and I was just like, am I close? Like, did I punch in the wrong address? It's just trees on the side of the road and there's nothing going on. And I'm like, am I cooked? And you make a right turn into this beautiful facility. Like they've got the little opening, they do like the gate, and you get in there and it's like it's a massive, massive building that like starts way to the left, it goes way to the right. You see the indoor facility, and it was cool talking with the folks there, just like, well, one, looking around, but two, they have like an appreciation for how cool the building is, but just
Mm,
like the fields, like when I watched training yesterday, they have, I'm gonna mess up numbers and stuff like that, but they probably have like six fields like stacked to the right, it's like stacked together, and they were talking about how like each field they adjust the grass in a specific way to match certain situations. So like
wow.
the far side field will be maybe a little bit longer to make it a
Right.
little bit slower of a pitch, so that way if somebody's working their way back from injury, it's not as fast. Or if like they're working on a
Wow.
field that's a little bit lower, to make sure it's got the speed up so they ramp up. Or like they have ones where it'll be so fast that you're used to being that fast. So when you go play on a field that's a little bit slower, the game feels slower. So they were
Huh.
talking about all the different aspects of that. The obviously it's not just for like U.S. men's, it's for U.S. women's, but also like the youth teams, like
Yeah.
the handicap teams. Like I mean, it's everything. And the fields for the youth academy, they were telling me, and you can't like if we're kind of on top of this plateau here, where all these fields are. They were saying that the youth fields are like down a hill to the back to where like they did it on purpose because they want the players that are on the youth academy to aspire to work hard to get up this hill,
Mm.
suffice to say, to get to the top so they can be on the main team. Like, you know, it
Mm-hmm.
was incredibly well thought out. The indoor facility is huge. Like you walk in and it looks like a like NFL style in a situation. And
Yeah.
then I think what also is special, and I was talking to members of the United staff on like just why more teams didn't take the United Training Center as like their location, like even some of the
Yeah.
bigger teams like Spain. Like I didn't understand why that wouldn't be the case.
Right.
Well, a lot of it they explained is because these international teams and these international media, they will like pull up to the gate of like your location and like be
Right.
peering in through the gate and
Yeah.
shooting video
Yeah.
from across the way to like get some content. And so that's why they're not. So that's why Uzbekistan, who's going to be at the United facility, is going to be far in the back. You can't see anything if you're like not like in the facility, like at the U.S. facility. So like if you're not in there, you can't see nothing. Which so it makes a lot of sense. But it's just been it's unbelievable, Joe. I'll tell you. And they said, hey, and I'll offer this up to you, man. I was talking to them, like, hey, if you're local, you come by. So I mean, we'll connect. We got to go do a
Yeah.
tour because I haven't seen the whole thing, but the food I saw there was good. We're working at the little indoor facility, and they have free like sodas and waters and drinks and core power. So I was really like living the dream out there.
Nice. Yeah. Let's go together. Let's try to go together if we can
Yeah,
figure out like a date to have them host us.
that'd be
Because
electric.
we're worth it. It's funny you mentioned like the fans being at the gate. It reminds me of again just like random soccer culture stuff that it's like coming to my mind now. But like it's not like this so much anymore. I feel like, but back in the day, transfer deadline day was like huge. It's
Hmm.
like the day when all these big deals or dramatic deals at least were getting done, and the way that Sky Sports would cover it was they had like a reporter at the ground of all these different Premier League teams like standing outside like the gate of the facility, and there would also be like a bunch of fans there, and it was like kind of like almost like college game day style where like the
Yeah,
fans are just like unruly and trying to like make a scene and do something funny to get on TV while the guys try to give a report. And there's a really there's a funny meme of like this like reporter. It's just like a cartoon of like a reporter standing there like, and there's like a thought bubble of like, how did my journalism degree lead to this or something? It's like some like fan sticking a dildo in his face while he's like trying to like give a report.
that stuff like that
But this,
kills me,
they're crazy,
man.
man. Yeah,
They're nuts. Like, dude, it reminds me of like we're just since just stuff popping up. I mean, I'm thinking about the fact you pop on some games on Sports Center sometimes, and you'll see like the field, and then they've got the big ass like fence, so they keep the supporters off the field. That's like insane to me. Like
yeah,
that stuff like
right.
that
Oh yeah,
fascinates me. Like
yeah,
how
yeah.
culture in different places is like, yo, like if we don't have this fence here to physically keep these people off the field, there's nothing we can do to stop them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. And that even like there's like kind of history behind that kind of stuff that goes back to like hooligan days, that being the reason they had to have these kind of
Oh
like
yeah.
partition places in the stadium. And then there was a one that, and like that there were, I think there's been like a couple like massive like human crushes that have happened that have been like terrible. The most famous one happened at
Oh.
Liverpool where 96 people died, and I believe yeah it was at the Liverpool one where like there was so many people who got crushed they actually like knocked the whole like gate over and people like spilled out onto the field, and because like there was a um the police kind of screwed it up with like how they were or were not like opening certain gates and stuff to kind of alleviate the pressure of people. But like there was a
Hmm.
reason, there was like traffic. It all like began with like some traffic incident that was forcing all the fans to be late to the game. It's like a big final, and then they're trying to like rush
Oh.
into the stadium, and they're all rushing into this one end, and the people who were already there were just getting like crushed. Yeah, so crazy. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's these people. These people are
Are
insane.
insane.
Uh,
Flares. We need more flares in American sports. I feel very strongly about this. I know that like that's probably not the smartest thing to
yeah.
do, but also I don't think they're allowed
No,
to be
it
doing that
is.
out
It's
there
awesome.
either. So like it looks like it's insane.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, and also like the songs too. Like I really wish, and this is nothing against like current Atlanta United fans who like sing songs, and I want them to have a good time, do whatever they want.
Yeah.
My own personal wish was that there would be more player specific songs. First of all, just like like typically like the big players will have like their own song that the fans will sing, and it's like put it to like the tune of a song that everybody knows. Like
Hmm.
I feel like the songs that get sung at Atlanta United are just kind of like more traditional songs that get sung either in like South America or whatever. But
I was
like
surprised about that during the Club World Cup. There was certain teams that came out. I was just like, I'm I'm pretty sure I've heard this chant before, but just in a different language, or
exactly,
even if it's not the same
yeah.
language, it's like I'm like, ah, I've heard this.
Exactly. But like how did Miles Robinson not get like Mrs. Robinson by what's the face? I don't remember the
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
yeah. But
But
like how do you not?
something. I agree with what you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
you know. So something for people to work on. Come
We
on,
gotta we
pick it
got
up.
look, come on. This is it. This is the summer. We've been building to this for forever.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm glad you got to see my boy Pochettino, coach
Oh
him up.
man.
He used to
Man.
coach. He used to coach Tottenham. He's like I read he isn't like an autobiography type thing,
Yeah.
which is great. A really interesting guy.
How do we how do we have an Argentinian head coach for the United States men's national team? I don't know if I do you have an understanding of that? How does that come to be? Where that is that allowed?
Yeah, it's like soccer is weird. Like there are some countries who are like pretty staunch about like having your own nationality be the head coach, but it's just like not really a thing where like you have seen lots of different nationality coaches coaching a bunch of different teams.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just like not like a requirement basically. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. I do think Pochettino is kind of like he's a bit of an oddball, and I think in a way that will connect to some of the U.S. players. Not the I feel like fans don't like Pochettino for whatever reason, but I don't know. I don't
I
really
got
follow the drama.
I got that impression too because we did when they were here for the two matches, the two friendlies in their last camp, and they were playing here in Atlanta. Like going to the press conference and like similar to where you go to like a Tata press conference and it's like kind of a journey. Like the Pochettino presser, he said there's like yeah honestly like we don't have a lot of guys that are top 100 players of the world, so like this was gonna be tough anyway. Like you
Yeah.
know like there was no like real disappointment. He was just like yeah like we just wanted to see like if we could do this, and obviously we've got some work to do. So like, that's like that was I was like, what's happening in here? Like, why is there not like a sense of like, yo, we got blown out in all these games and didn't look good at all? Like,
Yeah.
so
They look
it's
good
soccer
against
culture is
Senegal.
crazy, man. Yeah, they did look good. I think that helped a lot
Yeah.
actually. Like
Yeah.
that gives not only them, but like I think that if they're gonna get the United States fans like watch, like they have to feel like, yo, we have a chance. Like
Right.
the
Right.
optics of coming here and playing here in Atlanta and getting smoked both times against like of course upper level teams is just not good optics. Like
Mm.
it's maybe good for the tournament long term, but that looked bad those two games, man.
Yeah, I saw a video from U.S. Soccer they put out from the Senegal game where it's kind of like behind the scenes stuff, and Pochettino was like chewing him out at halftime, which I thought was great. Like he
Okay.
like wants to win, and like even though it's a friendly, he was like giving him the business because I guess they could see. I wasn't actually able to watch the game too much because I was at this at the aforementioned 1-year-old birthday
Of
party, but.
course.
Yeah, I guess they gave up a goal like right before halftime that he was pretty pissed about. But
Makes
he's an
sense.
odd guy. Like in his autobiography, like he's like one day I decided to sit on a bench next to the cafeteria and just see like if any players would like stop to talk to me or if they like kind of just to observe like how they acted. Did they ignore me completely? Did they acknowledge me but then walk in? And he said like Harry Kane was the only one who like he said Harry Kane came and sat on the bench with him and they just like chatted and he was like that's how I know a top professional. And as it just
Wow.
so happened, Harry Kane did turn out to be like the
Correct,
best player in the
exactly.
world. But I don't know if it was just because he just came and sat down, but almost like not super. It's not a superstition, but just I don't know, just has like a the feel. That's like that Latin American like
Yeah.
they're not into the analytics so much. Like they're the passion for the
Yes.
football.
Love the game.
Hmm.
Let's go show something, man. Show some passion.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll hope the U.S. does that, and Atlanta United does that when they return. But that's it, basically. Reggie, I just wanted to get you in and just chat. Do you want to plug anything that you're working on, or do you want to get into the
Man,
story?
look, so you asked the question a second ago, but we are getting dialed in for the World Cup, and I just have decided to take it upon myself to go on a bar tour to figure out where the best
Love
place to
it.
watch the World Cup will be. Like I mentioned,
Nice.
I was over at Fido's here in Midtown. The World Cup final, the last one, that incredible one with Argentina and France, I watched at the Fido's in Buckhead on the little second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember getting a call in the day before, like, yo, like, what's like, are y'all serving? The game's at like 9 a.m. They're like, oh, like, no, we're not serving anything. I get there at like 8:30. It's ripped in there. People, they got beers flowing everywhere. They've got the big old mimosas going. I was like, okay. And so, like I said, I'm excited to be able to showcase, like, I want to showcase, like, yo, this is a big deal. So I'm gonna try and check out a bunch of different bars, like, bars and restaurants and places that people can go watch. So like, if you guys follow me on social media at Reggie Chatman, like, I'm really excited to kind of begin that series. Once I leave here, I think off this call, I'm gonna end up. I gotta probably go shoot a couple more of these because they did really well the first one. So like, I feel like I have to go. Like, I actually have to do this now.
Yeah, give
You know what I
Reggie.
mean?
Everybody, give Reggie your tips or where you go to watch the game so he can check them out. You know, there's some lore about that balcony at Fido's there. That's where LA players dropped MLS Cup off of that balcony, and
Okay,
they had
we'll
to send
see.
they had to send that baby back to the jeweler.
That's where it happened. God, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it also took a trip to Magic City, but it went around
As
a
it
lot of
should.
places that night. Yeah,
It's not the same thing, but that was where I probably got the most cooked on Twitter I've ever been cooked before. I remember I think this was when Argentina was up 2 goals or whatever like that. This is like, I think it was second half, and Mbappe hadn't done much of nothing, and I was like, yo, is Mbappe a fraud? And right after that, he scored twice within like 7 minutes, and then scored another penalty in extra. I was like, bro, this is. I'm getting
and he took
flamed up
that
like
personally.
crazy. Like, it felt like he saw it somehow, and the internet like descended upon me like as like an entire group. Like, I've never rooted harder for Messi in Argentina in my life just because like it was the only way I was gonna get off the hook. Like, freezing cold takes it found me. I was scared for my life, but hey, I'm excited to try and get into it again, man. This will be fun. So yeah, make sure you guys
Awesome.
follow along, dude. It's gonna be awesome. And Joe,
Yeah,
like, hey man, let me know. We're gonna go to the U.S. facility,
let's do it.
and then we gotta go check out one of these bars, man. I don't
Let's
know
do
if
it.
you've been to Brew House yet.
Yeah.
People
Oh
tell
yeah.
me
I've been to
that's number
Brewhouse.
one. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I've been there for. Actually, I watched one of the U.S. World Cup games there. Last World Cup. Yeah. It
okay,
was U.S. versus. I forget who it was. It was the second game they played in that tournament. But yeah, so it's a good time. Really rowdy. Really fun.
say less.
The ceiling has seen a lot of beer in Brewhouse. I'll tell you that.
Throwing
Yeah.
it-
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's what you
All right,
want.
man. Reggie, thanks so much for coming on. Everybody follow Reggie on all his socials, and good luck with the bar tour. Hopefully, we hear a lot about it.
Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you very much, man. Let me come on again, man. This is a lot of
Let's
fun.
do
This
it.
is great.
We'll definitely get you on again.
Call
For
me
sure,
every
for sure.
day you want. I'm in.
All right. Sounds good.
Appreciate it, Joe.